Famer, the Oracle, Paul Heyman. From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the 2025 Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth freaking Rollins!
Let's not lose sight of the fact that Paul Heyman is, of course, carrying the Money in the Bank briefcase. Inside is a contract that Seth Rollins can cash in at any place at any time for a World Championship opportunity. Knowing that Gunther and Goldberg go at it in our main event in moments here on Saturday night's main event, could tonight be the night?
A briefcase that in the right hands is as good as gold, and I would argue that in the hands of the Oracle, Paul Heyman, those are exactly the circumstances by which that gets converted to gold in the blink of an eye. Keep your eyes peeled.
And his opponent, from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, L.A. Knight.
It's been a tumultuous week for LA Knight and Seth Rollins. This past Monday night on Raw, our main event, Seth Rollins and Penta. Rollins with a stomp and the win over Penta, and then it was a hit-and-run attack by LA Knight, who would deliver a BFT to Rollins and then escape before Bronson and Braun could get to him. And then last night on Friday Night SmackDown, a different case.
This was the megastar post-victory, open to abuse and attack from two members of that power trio, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. You question just where the health of the megastar is right now, 24 hours removed from that particular attack.
Yeah, no tape on the ribs, but you have to believe the midsection of LA Knight is smarting here tonight. For LA Knight, a massive opportunity against Mr. Money in the Bank. Knight said, quote, "I want your dignity. I want justice. To be honest, I just want to hurt you." This all began back the night before Money in the Bank last month. Rollins and company targeted his opponents in that match, including LA Knight, and Wade, since that moment, LA Knight has not forgotten.
Well, he's not forgotten. He was also taken out of the King of the Ring tournament thanks to attacks from Seth Rollins and crew. So Seth Rollins and his men have really hamstrung the career of LA Knight in recent months, and he's not going to let that lie.
Two-time United States champion LA Knight battling the five-time world champion Seth Rollins.
Oh,
it was a
shot to the gut there, registered a little too hard.
Oh, and a high elbow.
Perhaps a little sign of that attack from last night coming to the fore early here.
And now LA Knight.
And again, those ribs just collapsing, going for that Falcon Arrow or suplex, and wait a second.
Looking for a pedigree, and LA Knight for the BFT, blocked by Seth Rollins, and Rollins now launched outside the ring to the floor.
I'd argue beating Seth freaking Rollins when you're not at 100%.
Oh!
May not actually be possible, but blocking out that pain right now apparently is the megastar, tapping into that Kavorka that is running wild in this arena.
Rollins bounced off our announce table, which has become a playground for our superstars here tonight. And I don't think he's done yet. Rollins bounced right into our announce table.
Yeah, not quite enough damage was done to the announce table, apparently. Let's finish the job, why don't we?
And now LA Knight, clothesline, and he hit Rollins hard. You could hear that thump. LA Knight in control. The body scissors applied by Seth Rollins here live in Atlanta. Nearly 12,000 on hand for this match between Rollins and LA Knight. Seth's taking control.
Yeah, and I don't understand the megastar's behavior of late. I've sung his praises from the very beginning, but all the Kavorka in the world cannot explain why LA Knight is dicing with death, taking on Solo Sikoa's MFTs on SmackDown and Seth Rollins' power trio on Raw simultaneously.
I mean, I give him credit. It might not be a wise thing to do, but you got to praise him for having the bravery to do it.
Bravery is one thing. How much a glutton for punishment can one man be? Everyone has their limits, even megastars, and we may well have found that limit tonight.
Rollins, and a knee right to the midsection. Great strategy by the architect Seth Rollins, and the visionary now heading up to the top rope, looking to put LA Knight away. Frog splash to the injured midsection and ribs. Rollins for the win. Hook of the leg and a kick out.
And what was it LA Knight said? It was a quote from you. I want to hurt you tonight, Seth Rollins. Well, that has done a complete 180. It is the megastar who is in severe danger here tonight, thanks to this abuse from Seth freaking Rollins.
WWE fans here chanting LA Knight as Rollins looks to quiet the masses.
Chants can help, chants can pull you through, but
at the end of the day,
how would you know?
they're still singing my song.
Anybody ever chant?
No, they chanted for my opponents. That's why I kept losing.
My song.
Oh, and LA Knight blocked the right. Now Knight trying to fight back, perhaps on adrenaline alone.
Blocked the right and is now blocking out the clear pain in that midsection, but it's working, tapping into that frenzy in this arena. Oh, once again, one shot and down is the megastar.
And LA Knight with a clothesline. And now Knight looking to rally. Oh, and a neck breaker.
Oh, what a flurry here from LA Knight just when
DDT.
He was looking written off. As good as new. And Carl, whose game is this? Yeah.
Elbow delivered. Knight cover. And Rollins kicks it too.
And this just exemplifies the abilities of the absolute top superstars in the game, blocking out that pain and turning this one on a sixpence, taking full control of the match, almost putting away the visionary Seth freaking Rollins. What else does LA Knight have in store here?
And if you're Rollins, a lot of pressure, Wade. You can ill afford a loss with all the momentum you're trying to build with this new group with Breakker and Reed and Heyman and Rollins.
With the Money in the Bank briefcase, you've got the Oracle Paul Heyman, the uncheckable power of Reed and Breakker. You don't want to be the figurehead of that crew and pulling out losses when the deck was initially stacked in your favor.
LA Knight fighting through the pain, the injured midsection, looking for the BFT. Ooh. Seth Rollins gonna make his way out to the apron. Averting disaster there.
Best footwork in the game. Seth freaking Rollins for the past 10 plus years can move faster than anyone when he needs to, and boy, did he need to. Averting danger from that BFT and turning this one in his own favor.
And Rollins went to the top rope. LA Knight made him pay. Looking concerned on the face of Paul Heyman as Heyman looks on down on the apron. And a big chop by LA Knight. Remember, Heyman is hooked to everything in his career to Seth Rollins.
Constantly hooked himself to success. That has been the modus operandum of Paul Heyman from the very beginning.
Yeah, ever since WrestleMania when he turned his back on Roman Reigns. And now LA Knight to the top rope. Knight now. Tremendous athleticism. Does he have enough left in the core with the injured midsection? No. Rollins able to slip underneath. And Rollins with a buckle bomb.
Always got a solution. That is the Seth freaking Rollins way.
Went for the stomp, LA Knight with Rollins up, and his midsection gave out again. And Rollins with a kick to the face.
Unique suplex attempt there from LA Knight. Simply didn't have the power left in that frame, that heavily fatigued body that has absorbed so much abuse of late, and it's about to get even worse.
And now Rollins, and there's that flying senton, springboard senton by Rollins. And now a moonsault lands on his feet, may have tweaked his knee. We saw Seth favor the knee this past Monday, may have tweaked it again. And now LA Knight with an opportunity. Rollins into the corner, the official there to check on Rollins.
No.
This could be a serious situation here. Rollins tweaking his knee, Heyman over to check on his man.
That is a knee that has been surgically repaired in the past. generally heavily strapped up, and that is a look of panic in the eye of Seth freaking Rollins, and that is not what you want to see.
Well, panic on the face of Paul Heyman as well as
as a superstar, you know full well when you've done yourself a major mischief. I can speak
well,
to
and
that.
look at this way. The doctor, the ringside doctor now is over consulting with the official on the situation with Rollins and Seth's knee.
And that has just sucked the wind out of this arena.
Well, we talked about the fact he tweaked that knee earlier this week. Rollins hobbling back up into the corner. LA Knight, BFT! BFT by LA Knight! Cover now! Hook of the leg, and Knight with the win!
Here is your winner, LA Knight.
Well, it's a win, but it is not the kind of victory that LA Knight came for tonight, and that is a bleak sight, seeing Seth freaking Rollins down and out. And that is a truly catastrophic moment here at Saturday night's main event.